So I'm assuming this is how it's multiplayer because there's a shit ton of things that you have to do if you're playing it by yourself. So if you're playing it by yourself, do you always lose? I will be this dude this time. Beginning of November, Christmas is practically here. Up at the North Pole, winter comes early and we're just waking up from a year-long nap. With only 8 weeks until the big night, we will be ready or there will be another year without Santa Claus. Right. Things I didn't do last time. I didn't go to Krampus' shack. Encourage Krampus. Deep down, you know Krampus is only trying to make the world a nicer place. You spend the week trying to help him find the naughty and nice list. You gain 1 nice, 1 strong and 1 creative. Krampus is stretching as you approach. He picks up 2 metal posts and pots and clangs them together close to his ear, inspecting the sound. He swings around one of his switches, getting in a few good whacks on the side of his shed. Practicing for the Krampus run next month. Care to join? Practice. Krampus hands you the pots. The loud noises warn the naughty that switch is coming, he explains. You clatter your instruments together with Krampus's delight, and he continues practicing his switch skills. Your arms are tired by the end. You gain 1 strong. Let's not forget the midwinter feast. Once Santa is awake, he's going to be terribly hungry. Milk and cookies alone won't do. Elf Jim. Christmas isn't Christmas without some heavy lifting. You spend the week picking up heavy presents and putting them down. You gain 3 strong. You walk the rows of equipment one afternoon. Your eyes catch 2 comedically muscular elves berating another sturdily built elf. They shout about pumping poor soul up, all the while destroying their confidence. Some people thrive on a little extra encouragement to get their gains. But something about how pillow-like these two's bodies are makes you think maybe they don't know what they're talking about. Shoo away the elves. You puff up your chest and approach the bullies. What do you want, puny elf? One of the 2 grunts as you approach. You push through them, causing them to fall to the floor a little too easily. A balloon pops, causing one's arm to deflate. A pillow flies out from under the sweatshirt of the other. A shriek of alarm echoes through the gym as they pick up their muscles and head for the locker room. The berated elf smiles and thanks you before going back to bench pressing. You gain 1 nice and 1 jolly. Father Christmas and Mother Earth come for the feast every year and stay a few weeks after. They're proud of their son and what he does for the good children of the world. I still can't believe Father Christmas is Santa Claus's dad. Santa doesn't always see that though. We need him at his jolliest for the sleigh ride. Sabotage! Some elves just want to see Christmas burn. You spend the week sabotaging the toys in Santa's workshop. When Santa finds them in these rude poses, he won't be happy. You gain 2 naughty. You gain 1 creative. You decide to walk about the workshop to stretch your legs when a clicking noise draws your attention to one of the side rooms. Mal is at it again. A glimpse over his shoulder shows him feverishly poking away with something marked Central Heating Unit. If you don't do something, who knows what Mal will do to all the indoor heat and air conditioning throughout the North Pole. Join Mal. You tap Mal's shoulder and give him a wink. Get out of here, champ. Leave the pranks to the profesh. You shuffle back to what you were doing, dejected. Your thoughts can't seem to drift away and soon your shoulders are frigid. At first you think it's sympathy pain. Then you see someone struggle with a thermostat. Not long after, everyone is working in their coats. Oh no, what did Mal do? It takes a day for the AC to turn off. Worse, other buildings have started complaining about wildly varying temperatures. You lose 1 jolly. November draws to a close. Guests for the feast begin to arrive several days early. Time to put on the finishing touches. You never know who might show up. It's really It's really difficult to negotiate this. Claus's kitchen. We didn't do this before. Taste test. You spend the week tasting everything coming out of the kitchen to ensure only the bestest treats are given out. It's a hard job, but somebody has to do it. Are those the ingredients, or are you eating raw ginger? Because that's not pleasant. You gain 1 jolly, 1 creative, and I paid 1 gumdrop. It's time once more for the semi-seasonal bake-off. Anyone working in the kitchen this week has been drafted to participate. Lucky you. At the end of the week, the kitchen is transformed to accommodate an audience. You're given a list of foods you'll have to prepare. A midwinter turkey feast, homemade candy canes, and spiced eggnog. The catch is you'll have to bring your own ingredients. I only have 1 gumdrop, so get inventive. You spread the rest of the week clearing out your pantry and experimenting with what you find. The day of the bake-off arrives and the kitchen is packed with audience members. The buzzer sounds and you start putting your recipes to work. Rosemary candy canes, a maple syrup-based eggnog, and a turkey feast with a glaze made of an assortment of oddities you found in the back of your cupboard. The judges are impressed with your takes on these Christmas classics, but the Two Shoes family recipes carry Judy to victory. You come in a close second. You gain 1 jolly and 1 creative. Santa is awake. I repeat, the big guy is up. The midwinter feast is upon us, and there is still much to be done. Not only do we have Father Christmas and Mother Earth, but Jack Frost and the Ghost of Christmas Past and Abby Snow, leader of the Snowkin as well. Even Krampus has decided to join us in holiday cheer. What could go wrong? I prepared sides and it just went straight to the next bit. So we're going to schmooze guests. Entertain the guests while they wait for the feast. You meander among the guests, seeing how their years have been. You're skilled at small talk and it shows. Time flies until the dinner bell rings and everyone is ushered to the table. Yet another good feast behind us. As the dessert plates are taken away, everyone briefly settles by the hearth, ready for another year of banter. Krampus is preaching about the need to punish all the bad children with coal. Abby Snow complaining about Mal and the other elves who continue to prank the Snowkin. And the ghosts of Christmas past and future arguing over which Christmas will be the best. And so the night ends with Santa leading his parents off to Mother Earth's cottage, exiting the room with his signature jolly laugh. Sorry, I just really need to blow my nose. I got very bunged up. And just like that, the first letters to Santa have begun pouring in. We're all loosening our belts a notch after the midwinter feast, but we can't let that slow us down. Now that the big guy is awake, we can finally open up the rest of the North Pole. I didn't do Abominable Woods before. Taunt Snowkin. You spend the week in the woods playing pranks on the Snowkin. You dart between trees, letting loose snowballs and odd sounds. That's not very nice. You gain 2 naughty. You gain 1 speedy. One afternoon, as you're sitting down for lunch under a tree, you hear a rustling in the distance. Before you can do anything, Prancer prances past you at high speed. Her bad habit of finding herself out here with no way back to the stalls is going to be the ruin of Christmas. Your lunch sits in your lap, but you can still hear Prancer getting farther away from you. Keep eating. You're not working at the reindeer stalls this week. This is not your responsibility. Staying healthy for Christmas is your responsibility, and this lunch is helping you achieve that. Don't feel bad, Prancer does this all the time. Worst case, the Snowkin bring her back. The letters from all the children of the world have begun to pile so high that a spool of lights has been draped around them. It creates the most festive scene in the post office. While a sight to see, we need to get through those letters on the double. If Santa sees, he'll probably let out one of his jolly laughs, but he'll be angry. Okay. I didn't do Frozen Lake. figure skate? You spend the week practicing figure skating with the North Pole's team. They specialise in duos, so you better be ready to raise your partner. You gain 2 strong and 1 speedy. A pick-up game of hockey began with a team of snow elves representing the Winter Kingdom, and locals representing the North Pole has formed up. You're recruited to show the Winter Kingdom who's best. How will you contribute? Checking your opponents. The Winter Kingdom weaves past you and fakes you out on several occasions. You try to keep up, but just can't. The game is close, but the Winter Kingdom end up winning. You lose 1 jolly. Krampus has started to snoop around the outskirts of town. Every year he tries to get his hands on the naughty and nice list, and almost every year we stop him. Almost. Oh, the horror of the poor naughty children. Santa usually goes soft on them, but Krampus, no. Krampus makes sure the naughty ones get their coal. Okay. Mix-up letters. Only the baddest elves would go out of their way to stop Christmas wishes from getting to Santa. But you spend the week doing just that. You gain 3 naughty. An older elf stacks a mountain of small gifts on the front counter. When the cost of postage comes up, the elf sputters. They are so small, in my day these would be free of charge. You peer over his shoulder and see that it would only cost you 2 gumdrops to help him out. Help cart out pile. It doesn't look like he'll be able to pay the postage. With a pile that big, you could make his day a little better. After offering to help, you get into a proper stance and help carry the presents back to the elf's house. My only other option was 2 gumdrops, and I don't have 2. The whole way back, the 2 of you share Christmas wishes and enjoy each other's company. You gain 1 strong and 1 jolly. And now the Christmas snow has set in. With only a week to go, the power of eggnog and candy canes have us all dashing for the finish line. Breathe in that Christmas spirit one more time. We'll be sleeping until next November again soon enough. We did soda jerk first, so maybe if we leave it until we've got other stuff, it's different. Drink. Spend the week warming your signature stool up. There's my signature stool again. We love that signature stool. Vegetarians create a really, really distinct stool. At the end of the counter in the soda jerk. Downing 1 sugary beverage after another. You gain 2 speedy and 1 jolly. The soda jerk is absolutely dripping. Patrons are slipping off their seats. The floats are floating for all the wrong reasons. Staff in the back can be heard desperately trying to figure out how to block off the heating vents. Everyone is trying their best, but spirits are sinking. Saunify the jerk. You stroll up to the staff debating in the back. They're going about this all wrong. Push into the heat. Within the hour, you've helped move the furniture to the back. The windows have been padded, a check-in desk has been placed in the front, and a queue forms. The heating issues continue off and on for the rest of the season. Thanks to your ingenuity, the soda jerk can even make a little extra gumdrops when it happens. A benefit they pass on to you. You gain 2 gumdrops. Christmas Eve is upon us. The remote workshop outside is behind schedule. If we don't get their deadlines met, all the children of the not here will wake up with nothing but presents from their parents. Prancer has pranced off. Sleigh won't fly with only 7 reindeer. Worst of all, Krampus is closing in on the naughty and nice list. Lucky he hasn't got it yet, but he's sure to take advantage of all this chaos. Stay on the coals of your shoes, elves. We've got a sleigh to pack. And I'm going to help Krampus. Krampus searches for the list. Will you help? Confirm. It takes the whole eve, but you eventually find Krampus only to be turned away. Krampus accuses your heart of not being in the right place. Grasping your chest in shock, you storm off. Your efforts have no effect on the night. It's hard to believe another Christmas Eve is over. It's been a long 2 months, but no matter the outcome, we'd never trade them for the world. All that matters is we did it together and we enjoyed ourselves as we did. This year, however, Krampus found it. With a naughty and nice list proudly in hand, Krampus strolled right up to the sleigh, sack dangling over his back. According to his agreement with Santa, we were powerless to stop him at that point. Without oversight, Krampus dug through the pile of gifts at the back of the sleigh, gleefully replacing those belonging to naughty children with coal. It may feel like a defeat, but at least Christmas continues on. This is far more common an outcome than the naughty children in the world would like to think. Merry Christmas, everyone. The next week it's about reflection and the last chance to enjoy ourselves before we snooze for 10 months. So, if I'm naughty for the whole thing and then go to Krampus at the end, he's like, fuck off. But Father Christmas does get to deliver presents. The sleigh works. The reindeer's cool. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, strolled to meet up with some friends for Christmas dinner. You accidentally collide with an elderly elf. He snarls at you and mutters an incantation you can't quite make out. The next morning you go to meet your family as you had planned, only to find everyone at the North Pole is celebrating Christmas again. Everyone seems baffled when you insist Christmas was yesterday. Not wanting to be humbug, you go and meet up with your friends. Again. The next day it happens again. And again the next day. And even the day after that. Everyone loves Christmas, but it only comes once a year. Finally, one Christmas afternoon, some weeks later, you spot the elderly elf you collided with on this year's first Christmas. You introduce yourself and spend some time with him. He still mostly mutters. After a while, you explain what's been going on and ask if he can help. He mutters another incantation under his breath, and the next day seems to be finally the day after Christmas. You're a few minutes late meeting up with your family, but you've never been so happy to not have to celebrate Christmas for another year. So I got a random Christmas Day, Groundhog Day ending.